What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. It is week 7 NFL picks and predictions. I'm going to give you all my picks and predictions for all the games. I'm going to give you my final plays, give you a quick recap of last week's games. I didn't have a video out for last week's games, but I did have my final plays up over on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. You can go follow me over there as well. Short and sweet picks. I appreciate you for being here. Let's get into these picks and predictions real quick. Please like, comment, subscribe. Come join me. Give me your thoughts. Give me your plays. I'm all ears. If you agree with my picks, take my picks. If you disagree with my picks, take the opposite. Bet safe, bet responsibly. I'm all ears. But guys, come join me. Come have fun. Let's roll with it. I'm about to start up the NBA videos. I'm very excited about that. It's going to be fun. And the MLB postseason still going on. I got my eye on that. We got an earlier video. If you check out my videos, I had the Yankees-Dodgers making it to the World Series. And right now, we're looking good. Mets-Dodgers tied up 1-1. And the Yankees are up 2-0. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, I digress. Let's get into these Week 7 picks and predictions, all right? Let's go. All right, first up, Thursday Night Football. We got the Denver Broncos taking on New Orleans Saints. The Saints are plus 2.5. Over-under is 36.5. This probably won't be a final play. Man, pretty sure Derek Carr is not playing. Last time I checked, Olave was, questionable. So I'm kind of on the fence about this game. My pick's going to be the Saints plus 2.5, but it's not going to be a final play because it's Sean Payton returning to the Saints to maybe a revenge game. Anyways, I'm not going to put this as my final play, but I do have the Saints to cover the 2.5. They might even win. I don't know. It's a different quarterback for the Saints. I forgot his name. But yeah. I'm leaning towards Saints plus 2.5, and I'm going to lean under 36.5. It won't be a final play, but that's the way I lean for this game. On to Sunday's games. Sunday morning, we got the New England Patriots taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I believe this game is in London. The Patriots are plus 5.5. Over-under is 42.5. Man, Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars are having a rough season. If I remember correctly, I think they're 1-5. If I'm correct, man, they got whooped by the Bears last week. We were on the wrong side of that game. We thought the Jags were going to win. I digress. This game, it probably won't be a final play, but I'm leaning towards the Jags. I don't know why, but I think the Jags could get the win. I'm actually leaning Jags to cover the spread. Jags minus 5.5. I know it might sound crazy, but the Patriots, man, they got whooped last week against the Texans. I know Texans Jaguars are not the same team, but still, I think Trevor Lawrence might have a sneaky game. Give me the Jags minus 5.5. And I'm going to lean over 42.5. I do think this game can get over 42.5. I think the Jaguars might have a bounce back game. I think this game go like 33-17. Jaguars get it done. Probably won't be a final play. Next game, got Tennessee Titans taking on the Buffalo Bills. Over-under is 41.5. The Titans are plus 8.5. Man, this game, I keep going back and forth. It probably won't be a final play, but I am leaning towards the Titans to cover the 8.5. But like I said, the Bills could come out here and demolish the Titans. But that defense for the Titans is pretty good, so they might be able to keep it close. We'll see. I do lean Titans plus 8.5. And I'm going to lean over 41.5. I do think this game gets over 41.5. Might be a final play. I'm not sure. Still thinking about it. Next game, Miami Dolphins taking on Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are minus 3. Over-under is 43.5. This game, if Joe Flacco was playing, I think it's a better chance for the Colts to get the win than having Anthony Richardson play. I'm not saying Anthony Richardson is bad, but I think the Colts have a better game going on with the Flacco going out there throwing the ball pretty solidly. I am leaning towards the Colts to get this win minus the 3 points. I think they win by 3 more points. And I do lead over 43.5. I think it might be a final play. I'm still thinking about it. But that's the way I lean for that game. Next game. This should be a good game. Houston Texans taking on the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers are minus 2.5. Over under is 47.5. Man, both these teams last week balled out, especially the Packers. Well, both teams balled out, man. They both put up like 30, 40 points. Packers whooped by Cardinals, man, last week. Man, did not expect that. More on that later. This game, I keep going back and forth. It's really hard going against the Texans because they're a pretty good team, but I do think the Green Bay Packers are looking pretty scary, so I am leaning towards the Packers to get the win by more than 2.5 points, and I am leaning over 47.5. I think both teams could put up a good amount of points. It might be a final play. I'm still thinking about it, but I do lean Packers 2.5. Next game, we got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Cleveland Browns. The Bengals are minus 6.5 against the Browns. Over under is 41.5. All right. The Browns, I believe they just traded away Amari Cooper to the Bills. That's a big loss for the Browns, I think. Browns are having a tough season. Deshaun Watson's getting beat up. Look, Browns are getting pretty beat up this season. The Browns defense is pretty solid, I believe. The Bengals got a win last week against the Giants. They did pretty good. This game, I'm going to lean towards the Bengals to get the win by 6.5 points. I do think they ball out this game. Jamar Chase might have 2 touchdowns. Dude's here. He's pretty good, man. Jamar Chase is beast. And I am going to lean over 41.5. I do think the Bengals can get in the 30s. Browns put up 10, 14 points. Get you right over 41.5. Might be a final play. We will see. Next game, Philadelphia Eagles taking on New York Giants. Over under 43.5. The Giants are plus 3. You got A.J. Brown back, Devontae Smith back. That's a scary team, man. I know they started out slow, but them coming back from I think it was injuries and bye week, man, those two, and you got Barkley too. So basically, Saquon Barkley going up against his former team too. This might be a tough game for the Giants, I think. I'm leaning towards the Eagles minus 3. I do think they win this game probably by 7 or 10 points, maybe even more. I think the Eagles are going to run all over them and get some balls thrown. I think it's going to be like, I see this game going probably like 34-13. Eagles get the job done. I'm going to Eagles minus 3, and I'm going over 43.5. It's probably going to be one of my final plays. That's the way I lean. Next game, this should be a good game. Detroit Lions taking on the Minnesota Vikings. The Detroit Lions are plus 2.5. Over under is 49.5. This should be a good game, man. Vikings coming off a bye week. They are still undefeated. And the Lions, man, they just put a whooping on Dallas. Yeah, that's a good team. But Aiden Hutchinson getting injured on the defense for the Lions. Oh, that's a big loss right there, man. That was a scary leg injury. I wish the best for that man. That was a scary leg injury for sure. This game, I am leaning towards the Vikings to get the win by more than 2.5 points. It's going to be a good game. I do think it might be a field goal game, or Vikings get it done by 5 points. It's going to be, I think it could be a close game, but I do think either Vikings win by a field goal. I could see that happening. And I'm going to go over 49.5. I think both teams put up good amount of points. Might be a final play. Still thinking about it. I'm probably going to put it as a final play. Next game, you got the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Over-under is 51.5. Wow. The Seahawks are +3. This game, I'm leaning towards the Falcons to get the win by more than 3 points. I think they come out and do a good job. But I think it stays under 51.5. That's a big score. I don't think both teams put up a lot of points. I can see this game being a low-scoring game. I'm going to say Atlanta gets it done like 24-17. Falcons get it done. That's the way I lean. It might be a final play. But I think it's a low-scoring game. I don't think it gets over 51.5. That's pretty high. Next game, 4 o'clock game. We got Carolina Panthers taking on the Washington Commanders. Over-under is 51.5. The Panthers are +8.5. This game, man, Washington last week, they had a good game against the Ravens. I'll talk more about that later. This game right here against the Panthers, I'm leaning towards the Commanders to get the win by more than 8.5 points. It probably won't be a final play just because it's a big spread, but I do think they could get it done against this Panthers team. Commanders by more than 8.5 points, and I'm going to lean over 51.5. I do think both teams can put up quite a few points. I think the Commanders get to the 30s, and I think the Panthers come right behind them, probably get in the 20s. I see like 34-24 or 34-20. Commanders get it done. That's the way I lean. It might be a final play. Still thinking about it. Next game, we got the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the LA Rams. Rams are -7. Over-under is 43.5. Big news, already know. Devontae Adams out on the Raiders, went to the Jets. So that's a huge player gone from the Raiders. And the Rams are just coming off a bye week, so they got a little bit of rest. They may be healthy, ready to go. So I think the Raiders might have a tough game this week. I'm leaning towards the Rams to get the win by more than 7 points. Over under 43.5. Man, I'm going to lean under 43.5. Could be a low-scoring game, but the Rams put up probably 20 or 17. Raiders probably put up 6, 9. I think it's a low-scoring game. I don't think the Raiders get much going in this game. I think they're going to have a rough game. It probably won't be a final play, but that's the way I'm going to lean. Sorry, Raiders. You're going to have a tough week, I think. Next game. This should be a good game. Kansas City Chiefs taking on San Francisco 49ers. The Chiefs are +1.5. Over-under is 47.5. All right. This game, the Chiefs are undefeated still, and the 49ers are home. That means, man, I think the 49ers are going to want to get this win because they want to give the Chiefs their first loss this season. I believe this is, if I remember correctly, this is a Super Bowl rematch. I believe. I forgot. I don't know why I'm blanking on that, but I think it is. So this is going to be a good game, I think. Brock Purdy and Patrick Mahomes. Yep. It's going to be a good game. I keep going back and forth. It's probably not going to be a final play. But if I have to pick, I'm going to pick the Chiefs +1.5. This probably going to be a field goal game unless the 49ers come out and ball out and just whoop the Chiefs. That might happen too, but I don't think so. It might. I might just switch my pick, though. Okay, now I'm going to switch my pick just because I'm thinking about now. The 49ers might come out and play ball and whoop these Chiefs. So, yeah, I'm going to go 49ers win the game by more than 1.5 points. And I'm going to lean 47.5. It's going to be a low-scoring game. It was a high-scoring game. I'm going to lean under 47.5. I think it's a low-scoring game. I can see this game going like 23-20, 49ers get it done. That's the way I'm going to lean. It might be a final play. Next game, Sunday Night Football. You got the New York Jets taking on Pittsburgh Steelers. Over-under is 38.5. The Pittsburgh Steelers are plus 1.5. I think this should be a good game. I keep hearing that Russell Wilson might get to start. I don't know, but I keep hearing that for some reason. But either way, you got Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams and Lazard and Garrett Wilson. That's probably a scary team now, for sure. Even though they lost last week, they got a good squad on that team now. So, but they're going to Pittsburgh. This probably won't be a final play, or it might be a final play. We'll see. I'm still thinking about it. I'm leaning towards the Jets to get the job done, win by more than 1.5 points, and I'm going to lean over 38.5. I think this game gets over 38.5. I think the Jets could get 30 points, 27 points, and the Steelers come right behind them, get, 30. I think the Steelers could get 17, 20, maybe. That's the way I lean. It might be a final play, still thinking about it. Then, we got 2 Monday night games. First up, Baltimore Ravens taking on Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This should be a good game. Over-under is 49.5. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are plus 3.5. This should be a good game. I'm excited for it. I keep going back and forth. I'm thinking my pick is going to be, it could be a field goal game. I'm going to lean the Buccaneers plus 3.5. Buccaneers could win the game possibly even. They could, somehow they could upset even though they're at home against the Ravens because the Ravens are favorite in this game. So that's kind of surprising to me. I am going to lean the Buccaneers plus 3.5, even maybe money line. It probably won't be a final play, though. Over under 49.5. I'm definitely going over 49.5. I do think both teams are going to put up a bunch of points. I see this game going like 33-30 or 30-27. Buccaneers surprise and get a win. That's the way I lean. And then the last Monday Night Football game. You got the LA Chargers going up against the Arizona Cardinals. Man, LA Chargers going up against the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals are plus 2.5. I'm going to talk about last week's game in just a few minutes. But first, let me get through this game. Over-under is 43.5. Cardinals are plus 2.5. All right. Man, let's go. I am leaning towards the Cardinals plus 2.5. They could even win the game. They had a beatdown last week against the Packers. Now they're going back home. They get an extra day of rest, though. They're playing on Monday night. Chargers coming into town. I think the Cardinals can take advantage of that and get it done, get the win. I hope they get the win. That'd be awesome. Let's go, Cardinals. I want you to get the win. So, yeah, Cardinals plus 2.5. Over under 43.5. I'm going to lean 43.5. I'm going to lean over 43.5. I think Cardinals can get 24-27. Chargers might get 20. So I think this game goes Cardinals 27-20 or Cardinals 24-20. That's the way I'm going to lean. That's all the games for Week 7. It's going to be a good week. Got a lot of good games. I'm very excited for it. Let me give you my final plays for this week. All right. Like usual, I'm going to do 6 final plays for this week. And here they are. All right. My final plays. I'm going to do the Philadelphia Eagles win by more than 3 points. So Philadelphia, minus 3. I'm doing Green Bay Packers, minus 2.5. I think they get it done. And I'm going Cardinals again. I'm going Cardinals plus 2.5. I think they get the win, or they cover the 2.5. I do think they get the win. I hope they get the win, but I do think they get the win. I'm also gonna go Buccaneers plus 3.5. Those are going to be my 4 spread money line picks. And I'm going to do 2 over-unders. I'm going to go, one sec. There's a game here. I'm going Falcons, Seahawks, under 51.5. And I'm going I'm going to go Lions, Vikings, over 49.5. Yeah, those will be my final plays. I'm going to put them in the comments below as well. One more time, my final plays. So we're going to go Packers, minus 2.5. We're going to go Eagles, minus 3. And we're going to go Cardinals, plus 2.5. Buccaneers, plus 3.5. And then we got the Falcons, Seahawks, under 51.5. And Vikings, Lions, over 49.5. Those will be my final plays. I'm going to put them in the comments below as well. That's all for the picks and predictions for this week. A quick recap of last week's games. I have them over. My final plays are over on X, Twitter. If you want to go check them out, it's short and sweet picks over there on X and Twitter. Last week we went 1, 2. See, wait, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Double check. Pretty sure we went 3 and 3. I just want to double check real quick. Something real quick. Sorry, give me 1 second. Yeah, so we went 3 and 3 last week. Give you a quick recap of those games. So we had the Cardinals plus 5.5 against the Packers. Yeah, they got whooped. They got whooped, guys. That was a tough game. Had some fumbles. It's a tough game for the Cardinals. Packers were balling. What can I say, man? We missed Marvin Harrison Jr. That dude can play. But Kyler Murray, I still got faith in you, man. Let's go get him on Monday night against the Chargers. Let's go. And then we had the Commanders plus 6.5 last week against the Ravens. That was close. The Ravens won by 7, unfortunately. We missed that by half a point. It was a good game, close game, and we just missed it by half a point. It is what it is. Then we had the Cowboys-Lions game, total over 52.5. We are lucky we got that one because the Cowboys just didn't show up. They scored like 9 points, and the Lions put up 47 points. That was a crazy game. We liked it, though. We got over 52.5. Luckily, man, thank you, Lions, for coming through on that game. And then with the Bucks, we had the Bucks to win by more than 3.5 points. They, if I remember correctly, put a whooping. Let me, 1 sec. They whooped the, one sec. They whooped the Saints 51-27. That was a beatdown. We liked it. Let's go, Bucks. Hopefully you can do that. Same thing to the Ravens. Maybe. It probably won't happen, but it'll probably be a close game. But we had them last week. And then we have the Jaguars money line. Yeah, they got whooped by the Bears. That was a beatdown for the Jags. And then we have the Steelers minus 3. They put a beatdown on the Raiders. So, yeah, we went 3 and 3 last week. It was an even plays for us last week. Hopefully, we can get back to positive days. We had 4 and 2 on week 5. Week 6 we went 3 and 3. Hopefully, we can get another 4 and 2 or 5 and 1 or even 6 and 0. That'll be awesome for this week. But yeah, guys, like, comment, subscribe down below. Give me your picks, give me your plays. I'm all ears. Have fun, bet safely, bet responsibly. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.